You need to learn to shut up. I love America for teaching people that, competition has never been you versus other person. It's always you versus your older version.
When I came to the America and when I observed, top leaders, you see that people are on the top. They don't compete. They collaborate. So when we look at this entire journey as an immigrant entrepreneurship journey, how did it shape you personally and also professionally?
I always expect the worst and prepare myself. So this is gonna also give you kind of confidence in life. If you can get out of some very heavy situations, you'll be like, nothing can stop me.
What's the advice that you would like to tell them?
I would say block the noise. Block all this noise, block all these distractions, and go for it.
Welcome to Vision to Reality. I'm your host, Fidan Alizada. Today, I'm super excited to introduce our guest, Dilnoza Gurbanova, who is an inspiring immigrant entrepreneur. She moved to the United States 3 years ago and has founded 3 companies in creative space. So I can't wait to share her story with you guys. Hi, Dilnoza.
Hey!
Super happy to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Well, when I first met you, I was super inspired by your story. And if you remember, I literally said, I wish I knew you when I first moved here. So when I heard it and when I started this podcast, I was like, she's the first guest to hear because her story deserves to be heard.
I am so excited to share everything.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for inviting.
What was your early life in Uzbekistan and what actually motivated you to move to the United States?
If we look back, I think 3 years ago, I've been doing my best by home, going to school. I was in high school. I know it sounds weird, but I was in high school and having my, early career. I've been trying to start businesses, to do some work with my friends. It's all the, small, tiny, teeny things. And one day I somehow ended up in a reality show and ended up being in the reality show for 6 months and then getting into hospitality industry and being all in hospitality, but still doing something creative. I was generating ideas for the hotel and stuff like that. So that's where I started my journey in creative space.
That's so interesting. I had no idea about the reality show part.
Yeah.
But then, what motivated you to move to United States?
I always had a dream, this American dream. I think everybody has that, to see and to experience the endless opportunities a space could give you. Because back in Uzbekistan, I did have a lot of limitations, I would say, even in the country or the amount of opportunities. And I was striving to be at the best place possible for the opportunities where everybody's hungry and competition is super high. So I feel more pushed to work and put out the best I can. So I was like, let me try. And I've been trying for years and years, getting my paperwork and stuff like that, my portfolio. And I finally moved here for school. So I got into school and my majors are marketing and business analytics. So I got into, and I was like, I'm going to learn this in American university. This is how I'm going to get into this creative space.
When you first moved to United States, were there any biggest challenge for you? Were there any shocks, any challenges that you faced?
So I had to start from zero when I moved here. Back home in Uzbekistan, I had contracts. And I've been offered a good contract by hotel to stay with them and work with them as a marketing manager. And they asked me not to move. And I had to give up all of that. And I think a little bit of a visibility in Uzbekistan as someone who participated in a reality show and the TV industry and media. I've been invited to channels, interviewed, and lots of stuff. I had such a huge potential back, but I had to drop everything and be ready to start from zero where I do not know anything, culturally different and everything. If you know Uzbekistan is rich in culture. We have so much, and when I came here, it was so different and big. It was bigger than I could ever expect. It was harder than I could ever expect. I had, no option to go back. So it was only I see forward and I move forward. I do it. If I do it, I do it on my own. This was the hardest part, taking full accountability and knowing that if I don't do it today, I'm gonna I'm not going to be here tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Definitely. But that's the like very like necessary mindset. You know, if you're an immigrant, you move to the United States, you have to be kind of like in that mentality that, okay, I'm here, I got this chance, I have a vision to make it happen, and I have to just pursue it. There is no other way to going back, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, when you restart, you feel like, oh my God, I've been through this already. And now I have to come back and prove myself again. And I had to go through all of that from point zero, where I had to learn a lot because market is different and creativity you use while you're in one country is going to be different in another. Still, you have to be relatable. You have to be, people have to understand you and kind of relate to you to kind of see you as a leader or want to watch you. You know what I mean?
Definitely, definitely. And like, what kind of like inspired you being the entrepreneur? I know that like you are working full time at the agency based in New York, but what made you also like choose entrepreneur, journey? Like you could still work in the corporate life and, you know, work full time there, but what really sparked your interest to jump into and like create something your own?
So I come with the background where I were always doing something on my own. I was the one leading, creating ideas, building teams. And when I came here, it was hard to fall into a category where you execute, you know, where you don't lead mainly, you execute. And I had to, you know, put my energy somewhere, put my creativity somewhere. Because when you have too much within you, it will start eating you from inside. So you have to put it out. You have to show to the world. And I wanted to do something that I can have full, kind of lead for. I can show, I can create, I can build, and I can do something my own. So I decided to not to drop my corporate life because I enjoy it. I love it. I love my company. Because of this company, I worked with so many different brands like Marc Jacobs, Calvin Klein, at some point Prada and Dior. And I was so shocked because it's only a couple years since I came here. And these were my dream brands. And somehow I ended up there. And I was like, I can't give up these opportunities, but I can't also let my creativity die or just be in my brain. You know what I mean? I want people to see it as well. So I decided, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it all. I'm going to be that person who's going to do that and that, you know? So it was right choice, I would say. After work, I work.
Well, when you jumped in this journey, this entrepreneurship journey, what was the, your process from idea to execution, making your vision to becoming your reality slowly? And what were those key milestones that you felt like, wow, it's happening? It's going to be there. Yeah, it's becoming my reality.
Yeah. I have one rule in my life, which literally is the reason why I've been doing everything I did, and I'm enjoying and I'm loving and I'm growing every day. Not every year, every day. It takes me only 24 hours from the idea to execution. It's not even 3 days, not even 2 days. I'm not even saying months or year. If I have an idea, I don't want to wait. Because sometimes, when you have an idea, after like 2 hours, your fears start eating your brain.
Exactly.
You're going to be like, oh my God, what if that, if, and a lot of ifs. And I don't want to listen to any ifs. If I had that idea that it meant to be in my brain, if it was something coming from me, then it was destined to be mine. So I don't want to kind of take away this opportunity from myself to put my ideas into life and like show to people. The rule where I have an idea and I take 3 steps in 24 hours towards this idea, towards the realization. If I keep enjoying it throughout the days and weeks and stuff, I take it longer and further. Or if I come to the point where I realize, hey, I think it wasn't the best idea, I'm not afraid to fail. I'm not afraid to say, okay, I did it, but I did it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm always proud of myself for still doing it, even if I know it was a mistake. But now I'm not the same person. I tried what I said, what I had in my brain. So yeah, this is the rule which literally can change everyone's life. 24 hours to the execution.
So what are those 3 steps?
What first I do is like plan, build a strategy and plan what I want to do, how it's going to be executed, put everything into writing. The second step, I make it official. So I put the responsibility towards me. Either I reach out to my friends or to some my acquaintances who would be a good fit or interested to go towards that idea, and who I trust to share the idea. And third thing is a plan exactly what I'm going to do next. So this is all, first is a general planning. Second is kind of putting responsibility. Third is steps. So I like to be very exact and specific when it comes to idea execution. And when I reach out to friends, all my friends are the ones I trust and the ones who also like entrepreneurship and stuff, because I don't want to kind of have a circle who, I would say, is jealous or kind of gonna hinder me from getting what I want. So I trust my circle and also get to them. So they always know if I text them or call them, they probably say she has an idea or something. They always pick up or always text back.
That's amazing. Well, I'm so happy that you touched the collaboration part, because what I realized is, like, when I kind of compare America with other countries, maybe like in our culture, growing up, most of us always grew as like having the competition mindset. Like I was personally like competing with tons of people in high school, at the university, getting the highest degree, like, getting into the best university, like constantly being in the competition mindset. But when I came to the America and when I observed, top leaders, you see that people are on the top, they don't compete. They collaborate.
Yeah.
They're actively in the state of mind, like helping to each other, like they don't bring any like negative energy of jealousy, anything, like drawing back. I mean, that has a huge power.
I love it. I love America for this. I love America for teaching people that, competition has never been you versus other person. It's always you versus your older version.
I'm a huge believer that in entrepreneurship journey, you are your own competition. Like you only compete with yourself. So you have to kind of like every day you kind of like need to wake up and say that, am I better than yesterday's Dilnoza? Am I better than yesterday's Fidan? What I did better today, even like 1% better every day, the consistency will create it like amazing result, like amazing new reality, amazing new personality. So that's very important. And in the entrepreneurship journeys, we all face some setbacks, some, obstacles and like challenges that push us back. Were there any moments that challenges pushed you back, but you chose to pursue it? You were still like, no, I'll do it. Is there any like moments, specific moments?
I would say 24/7. It's not a one moment. I would say it's something constant.
Yeah.
You always have something taking you back, pushing you back. Sometimes not things, but people as well, because there are different people, and I totally understand. So what we can do. How I deal with that is whatever I try to execute or I do is something I truly believe in. I can't sell or I can't work with something I don't believe in. And if I don't believe in my vision, why do I expect other people to believe in it? Why do I expect other people, for example, if I create a product, to use it if I'm not the one using it as well, So it's always people to people. You're talking to people. Even if you're a producer and you're talking to consumer, it's always person to person. So since I believe in it so much, I just cannot afford to give up. Whatever happens, I know that I can rely on myself. I built a community where I can go to whom I can go to and say, hey, I feel so bad. I feel shitty. I want to give up and something like that. They're like, do you remember what you told me? Do you remember how you called me? I do remember this passion, the voice. And they remind me this. And I'm like, yeah, I can't, put this onto their shoulders as well. I engaged them, and now I have responsibility in front of two people. So this is how it goes. Never give up, always like my idea, and I'm gonna go with it.
It's so important to have some certain people in your life that can hold you accountable.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think each of us has their own person that they kind of been in our journey from day one, from the start. We shared our vision with them, we trusted them. And when we were like, I can't, I'm gonna fall off and like I can't pursue this, they were like, I'm holding you accountable. Like you promised me you're gonna do that. Yeah, you promised me to do that. Now you have to do it. And it's so important to be able to surround yourself with those type of people that you can count on. And like community here is a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Everything starts with community right now, and especially in like digital marketing, like in creative space, everybody's building the community. Everybody has their own group of people. Like being in the, like for me, being in the tech space, marketing space, I attend Wired events, Wired Masterminds events, and always the people that has a certain niche community, they are the winners. Because even though in the future, let's say they release any product, they release any idea, any service, their community knows them in person. They're gonna get it immediately. People buy it based on, you know, like other person actually, based on the trust, based on, not like based on specific qualities always, but like whoever they feel comfortable with, they're gonna believe that person's idea and they're gonna pursue that person.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when we look at this entire journey as an immigrant entrepreneurship journey, how did it shape you personally and also professionally? Like who was the Dilnoza before moving to the United States from Uzbekistan, and who is Dilnoza now?
So this whole journey, entrepreneurship, is something that makes you get to know yourself more. And definitely I can say that I know myself really well after this journey, because I've been put into situations where I have to react. I had to react somehow. And now I know what I would do if something happens, you know. And it really gave me a confidence that I can rely on myself. Whenever I have some problems, I'll always tell myself, I've been through this, I've had that, and now I can go further, you know. And it kind of comforts me and gives me confidence that I've been through so much. Now I can do more if this is not the end. So this challenge is not the end. I'm going to go further. So this whole journey is kind of designed to build you and your character and relationship with yourself. It's more, even though we're talking about community, like having people, team and stuff like that, it's also more about you as well, who you are as a person.
Yeah.
This journey will make you do a full circle in like different situations, like whatever you can imagine, like would happen. I always expect like everything. I know everything can happen to me. I always expect the worst and prepare myself. So this is gonna also give you kind of confidence in life.
Yeah.
If you can get out of some very heavy situations, you'll be like, nothing can stop me.
Definitely.
I'm gonna go further. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, I remember like when I first moved to America, I had very different vision, right? I had like kind of different goals, as you said in the beginning, chasing American dream. And like 5 years here. And like 5 years in America, now I look back, I'm like, now I know what was my real goal, what I achieved now, what has been my passion. In the end, it was all about finding ourselves, finding our, like, because like we were out of our comfort zone. We didn't have our family here. We didn't have our besties from high school here.
Definitely.
There were no people that knew us since the beginning. In the first year, you don't really have a lot of people that you can call and like they can relate to your station and like kind of guide you.
Yeah.
You literally like put the old puzzles together without even you ever saw the whole picture. Sometimes I feel like they gave me the puzzle, but I didn't have the whole image to be able to put them together. So like we literally figured out on the way on our journey, and then we almost have our whole picture. I'm still like thinking that there are still some puzzles missing. I'm still building that vision. I'm still working on it. I'm still building the whole Fidan, and that's what like I'm also like trying to be able to help others that here how you can try to put the puzzles together. These are your puzzles, and like kind of give them, all of us, our like, as you mentioned before as well, like both of us goal is to be able to inspire somebody that they can say, I started this because she inspired me.
Yeah.
You know, because of their journey.
Definitely.
And I know how to put this puzzle together.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool to inspire, you know. I try not to get jealous. It's so hard, you know, when social media, we have everything. We see people like doing so much, and social media shows only the best part. If you work in social media, we both know it's a rough, tough way. But with time and when you work in the industry, you understand, right? How it actually looks like and it might be actually. And it's never jealousy now, it's always the inspiration.
Yeah.
Like you look at someone else and say, how I can have this in my own life was like was the energy and like passion this person has, right? Was the inspiration, not the jealousy. Before it was definitely something why this person has and why I don't have.
Yeah.
Now there's never why this person has. Just because, just because you figured out yourself. And the word figure out is used every day a lot in America. If you're planning to come to America, just learn this word, figure out. Because this is what you're going to do every single day.
Magic words.
Magic words. Every
Figure
single
out.
day, every single hour. Yeah, do your life.
After all these years, were there any like lesson that you got to know, but you were like, damn, I wish I knew this when I first moved here?
Oh, there's so many lessons I wish I could share with people because this road has been rough, especially when you are alone, who is going to be figuring everything out, balancing life, work, school, everything. I would say just know that you're your best friend. Don't be your enemy. Don't talk negatively to yourself. Don't be against yourself. Always, it's you with you and like focus on you. Nourishing. It's always like the choices you make with the mindset. When you know like you're your best friend, you're gonna treat yourself like you would treat your best friend. I assume, right? When we say you treat your best friend, you treat it the best way. You treat this person the best way. The most attention, the best gifts, the best food, everything the best. So this is how, this is what this journey taught me, to treat myself like my best friend. And when you know you're your best friend, you even act differently because whatever happens, there's someone who's going to support you and it's you because you're your best friend.
Exactly. That's so important to be able to build the self-love. I think like it's the key, since considering that you are here alone, you are by yourself, and you have to first got yourself. Then some people will be like, I got you. Can I actually trust that you got me? Like I have to first got myself, count on myself, love myself, so I can have enough to share with others. And
like building relationships with yourself. After you realize that you don't even need validations from other. You don't even need feedback from others.
That's the key.
You don't even need to talk out to someone else because sometimes it gets dangerous. Let me tell you guys, you need to learn to shut up because sometimes you have to
like moving in silence.
Like there are times you have to move in silence. There are sometimes you have to talk loudly and like very loudly so everyone hears you. So you have to know when these times are and like figure this out. So talk to yourself, build this relationship, validate your own self, your own feelings. And when you know you don't need anyone, but you would want, this is a whole different energy. This comes from abundant mindset. Because you say, I have me who is enough.
Yes.
And because I'm enough, I have a energy to have other people. This comes with abundant energy. You're more interesting to people as well because you're not coming to get validation or to get something. You're coming to give because when you give, the world gives back to you.
Well, I think like it's so crazy what you say because in my opinion, the real mindset shift happens when you no longer seek validation from others. It's super hard. Like I can say that, oh, I'm perfect. I never need validation from like others. I struggled a lot in my journey as somebody that left the home country in very, very early age and like got into very different, like friend circles, different, like cultural differences and everything. There were like so many moments that I tried to fit in. I tried to look for validation. I was like, am I enough? It was like being immigrant. It literally like for a long time, I was keep asking to myself, oh, this person, I didn't get enough validation from this work or maybe from my boss or from, like somebody like my friend. Oh, am I not enough? I'm not doing enough, It's super hard to be able to like literally stop seeking for validation. I think main goal is like working on yourself, keep working, being satisfied with yourself, understanding that everybody's journey is so different, is so unique. So you don't need constant validation from others to feel that I'm enough. Because everybody's journey is different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody goes through the things that you have been through, and like they don't know you. Like, so they're not enough. Like, they're not able have authority to confirm that you are enough or you belong here or like you did enough.
Absolutely. This ties back to our conversation about knowing yourself. They don't even know you completely to validate you. You know what I
Yes.
mean? I automatically think this validation doesn't work when they don't know me well. You know,
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God, they don't know what I've done before or I've been through to validate me. Or when they say compliments, I'm like, oh, they didn't see me without makeup, you know, or like it doesn't work like that.
Yes.
So you need to understand that the power is in you and with you. And when you have that power where you validated yourself enough and you don't seek for anything.
Yes.
You don't come from lack, you know, mindset with something is not enough and you're going out to find it. This is like whole different energy.
Yes.
I'm big on energy and I think it's very something that will make or break your relationships with almost everyone.
Yes.
So energy, it always has to come from abundant mindset. So when you have that power already, you know yourself well, you come from abundant mindset and energy. When you have lack, people will see, you know.
Yes.
People will see she's not enough because you think you're not enough.
You surround
People
yourself with that
believe
energy.
whatever you say. People will believe whatever you do and what you believe in. Because I always say, and I have multiple posts with this caption saying, you will not get what you want, you will get what you believe in.
Yeah.
Because this is where you, you know, subconsciously move.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's super true. And I feel like, well, we have like some listeners, most of our listeners, right? Our audience. My goal is to build the listeners that who are in this journey, who are either entrepreneur or who are immigrants.
Aspiring entrepreneur.
Exactly. And who are like immigrants who maybe started this journey very, you know, super new. What are the things that you would like to tell them? What's the advice that you would like to tell them? And they can have this, you know, message as a takeaway from today's episode.
I would say block the noise. Block all this noise, block all these distractions and go for it. Because sometimes people don't start just because they're afraid. So this is something that's in your mind. When there was a challenge on Instagram or wherever where people post a video and say, do you see my insecurities? And nobody can tell where your insecurities are because they don't see it until you tell them or until you get uncomfortable about them. For example, if I think my hair doesn't look good and I will be always like fixing it and fixing, people will notice that I'm not comfortable with it. So I would say block the noise, just go and do it. When you do it, you'll figure it out on the way. If you come across with some challenges, move forward, block the noise, and that's it. So when you stop yapping and just doing, you will get further, a lot further, and you'll figure out on the way. I'm a big believer that you don't have to be ready to start because you're never ready. Sometimes you're not ready because you think you're not ready. But technically, you were ready 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So just go for it. Block and go.
Exactly. That's the whole summary process of like how to make your vision to become the reality.
Yeah.
Maybe you are not ready, but still start it because one day your vision will become your reality.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Dilnoza, for your amazing, you know, talk, to sharing your journey, to, you know, at least even like inspiring some other, you know, young immigrant girls, entrepreneurs, and like in this journey. I am a huge believer that there will be so many ladies from our, you know, similar culture, from our similar culture background that will share that, okay, I can definitely relate to that. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, follow Fidan Alizada. She's going to have more guests and inspire you guys for a long time.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you everybody for listening to today's episode. Make sure, if you love this episode, make sure that you subscribe, you share with your friends, you show some love, you comment, because this is super new and there is a huge, goal behind this that we all wanna like achieve. So I really appreciate any support that you can give. Stay tuned for our next episode. Until then, keep pushing your boundaries and making your vision reality.
Bye, guys.